Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Southport Marine Lake. If I could have your attention for the next few minutes whilst I go through our onboard safety information. Please remain seated at all times. Please refrain from smoking or vaping for the comfort of all passengers. We have life rafts and rigs located on the boat. If we do have any incidents, please take instructions from your driver. The lake depth is 4 feet deep. Thank you for your attention. Please sit back, relax and enjoy your gentle lake cruise. As mentioned, the marine lake is only 4 feet deep. It is just over a mile long and half a mile wide, making it the largest man-made pleasure lake in the UK. It was first opened in 1885 and has been enjoyed by lake users for over 140 years. The lake is seawater and we use the sluice gates located on the westerly edge to manage the water levels. The unique angle of Southport on the coast means we actually only get approximately 3 tides that are big enough to fill the lake. As you can see, the lake is full of native and non-native wildlife. We have various species including swans, geese, ducks, moorhens, coots. We also have the UK's largest colony of egrets. These are the small white birds usually spotted in the trees on the islands. Over on our right-hand side now we have the large, impressive red brick building. So this was originally Southport Promenade Hospital. It was opened in 1806. It served as a hospital through both world wars and later became the Northwest Spinal Injuries Hospital. Today it serves as luxury apartments called Marine Gate Mansions. As we continue to the north end of the lake, you will notice the long wall on the eastern edge. So this was the original sea wall, meaning all the land to our left is reclaimed land. You can even still see the original steps that led down to the beach in Victorian times. So as we approach the north end of the marine lake, we have the breakwater that marks the northern edge until it was extended in the 1960s. There was so rebuilt it was deemed too much work to remove it. On a normal day, the north end of the lake is windiest part, due to not being as sheltered. This is the reason we have two sailing clubs located on the west edge. 2024 saw the return of the world-famous 24-hour sailing race hosted by Westbank Sailing Club, where teams from all over the world come to battle it out over a Le Mans style race. flat-top building with the black doors. So this is the original Victorian boathouse. As this part of the lake was connected to the sea, you could hire a sailing boat and take it out to sea. It is still used as a boathouse today. The closest end to us used to have a large windmill on top. All the original steelwork is still visible in the boathouse. Its primary function was to pump seawater to Lord Street to assist in cleaning up after the horse and carriages. On our left-hand side, we have a new development in progress. The Marine Lake Event Centre will boast a state-of-the-art theatre, convention centre, and an impressive foundation with laser display on the lake. With this and a lot of private investment in other buildings, the future certainly is bright for Southport.
In front of us now we have the Marine Way Bridge. This was part of a huge redevelopment of the Marine Lake area in 2004. Along the THR Bridge, a hotel next to it was built. This was designed to replicate a large cruise liner. Just behind the bridge, but always at the front of our forts, is Southport Pier. The second longest pier in the UK and the largest cast iron structure in the UK, Southport Pier has been a draw from the day it was opened by Charlie Chaplin. It was the first pleasure pier to be built in the UK and was long enough to have paddle steamers dock at the end. It was used to protect Liverpool docks in the Second World War with gunner points and huge spotlights to identify incoming aircraft. We are always hopeful that the works needed can be completed and the pier will reopen one day.
very much for joining us today in Costa del Southport. If I could ask you just to remain seated until I get 2 ropes attached to the boat before disembarking. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of your day.